Logan could be the saddest movie I've ever seen. Team USA moves on to the next round, to the championship for the first time ever. And for some strange reason, millionaires need rest. All this today on the brand new Downright Sports. Welcome to our all new Downright Sports with your host, the one and only Player One, Brent Reed. And we kick the show off with the must-know news. We're not going to spend any time because we got a lot to cover in this. And we kick it off with Team USA in the World Baseball Classic for the first time ever in 3 tries is going now to the championship round, or the finals, or final match play, however you want to call it. They will face Puerto Rico, who currently right now is undefeated in the tournament. Team USA, who has one loss early, will be moving on. Team USA had to beat Japan, a former 2-time champion in the World Baseball Classic, to make it. The final score was 2-1 last night, and Team USA will win on a error from the third baseman from Japan, where he botched the ball, fell to him. But it was all Team USA needed to go to the next round to face Puerto Rico. It's going to be, the game is today, March 22nd, 2017. So that's for those who watch the show later in the week. The favorite probably to win this is always Puerto Rico. Team USA, granted, we invented baseball, but we're the underdog because other countries have surpassed us in the game of baseball. Not a biggie. We'll see how that one works out. Then we move on to the beef of the year. LeBron is going to be the subject of a lot of conversation today, being that LeBron is in a war now, or he has took it to the streets. LeBron James has told the outspoken, outlandish, basically boisterous father, Lorenzo Ball, the father of Lorenzo Ball, being LeVar Ball, a lot of loves and balls. He is the father of the star point guard of the UCLA Bruins, who are still in the tournament right now. He basically came out and said LeBron's sons, unlike his sons, will struggle to be great because they have to live in their dad's shadow. Well, LeBron commented and said, "Keep my family out your mouth." Ooh, LeBron James is trying to be a thug now. I don't know where this is going to go further than a little mini Twitter beef, because LeBron's not going to go slap this guy, and this guy's not going to go step to LeBron. I personally am getting tired of this guy, LeVar Ball, because he won't shut up, and he is everywhere. If my father was doing this about my show, constantly calling out everybody, saying my son's show's better than so-and-so's show, my son's better than this guy's show, I would have a problem with that. I'd be like, yo, Dad, shut up. Actually, I wouldn't. I would love my father to be out there just putting my show on blast, telling everybody how great his son's show is. That would be amazing to me. I would love it. Anyway, we move on. The Sweet 16 is set, and it is this week, starting off on Thursday. Big surprising teams. South Carolina is in the Sweet 16 for the first time ever, beating Duke last week. I am upset about that. And Xavier, a 10 seed, is in the Sweet 16. And then how about this? The ACC was picked to be the best school, the best conference in the entire NCAA. Well, they only have one team left in the tournament, while the Big Ten, which was considered maybe the worst, has 3 teams left in the tournament. Currently, right now, those 3 teams are... crap, I lost it. Michigan, a number 7 seed, Purdue, a number 4 seed, and where are you? I lost it. It's not a big deal. Oh, Wisconsin, a number 8 seed. There you have it. UNC is the only team representing the ACC currently right now. Kansas is still in it. Oregon is in it. Arizona is in it. I got Arizona in the Final Four. I had Duke winning, but I got Arizona in the Final Four. Not a big whoop. Cam Newton will get his wing fixed. He's getting his rotator cuff worked on, but it is said that he will be ready by start of training camp. So don't worry, Carolina Panther fans. Your MVP will be back, and hopefully the team will be better with a better O-line, a better defense, and just an all-around better squad. And then finally, Donald Trump, the commander and bully. Apparently, Donald Trump has some pull in the NFL no surprise here, that he has said that NFL teams are scared to sign Colin Kaepernick because Trump will go on a Twitter rant. I'm going to need a couple minutes here, even though I had a 5-minute window I wanted to work on this. I think it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard that the president of the United States is commenting on the NFL, a league where it realistically is just guys playing sports. It does not affect nothing. You're not tackling hunger. You're not tackling women's rights. You're not tackling. He's so over his head, he doesn't know what to do. He's holding rallies. He's the president. He's holding rallies. The last guy that was sworn into power that just felt like he should hold a rally for no obscene reason happened to only have one mustache and rule many years ago. I didn't say anything. I just suggested something. Any case, Donald Trump, if you ever watch my show, first of all, thank you for tuning in, and thank you. I thank anybody that watches the show. But secondary, do not, I repeat, worry about what's going on in the NFL. Worry about real important stuff. Gas prices, the price of food, why the hell are Jordans $300? Maybe you should focus on stuff like that. Not focus on whether or not Colin Kaepernick gets a job because the brother wanted to take a kneel. Let it happen. Nobody said nothing to you when you were calling out the last president saying he wasn't born here. People were still watching your ridiculous show and buying your ugly clothes and your daughter's gear. Facts. Anyway, when we come back, the topic, we're going to continue talking about millionaires and sport, how spoiled they are. Downright Sports. All right, we are in the topic. And this week's topic is basically the topic of conversation for the past few years, but it blew up this past 2 weeks when the NBA decided to basically act like people don't pay money to go see superstars. Rest has been the key conversation in the NBA for the last 2 weeks now, but it's really been the topic of a conversation for a little bit longer than that because what is happening is Greg Popovich a few years ago with older players decided, hey, with back-to-back games, I'm going to rest my guys. I'm not going to play guys like Tim Duncan, who was older, Tony Parker, who was older, Manu Ginobili, who was older. I'm not going to play them in back-to-back games. I'm going to give them days off and rest in between because the bigger picture is the championship. What has happened is now guys who are much younger than Tim Duncan was when he started resting, guys who are much younger than Manu Ginobili when he started resting, are now just resting players because the back-to-back is too much. I make $40 million and I can't play a basketball game back-to-back. I'm not going to throw it out there where I work. If you watch the show, you know where I work, not a big whoop. I don't make anywhere close to what these brothers make. Not even I don't sniff their bonus check. And I have to work every day of the week, minus Christmas and Easter. That's 2 days I'm guaranteed off. Now they give you 2 days off. NBA gets days off. But I have to show up. If I decide to show up to work and I look at my general manager and go, you know what? I don't want to do it today. I'm not feeling it. They'll go find somebody else. And the problem is, and listen, I understand it's such a chore for you to play a basketball game every day. Oh God, what will the world do if you don't play? How about the police officer whose life's on the line, or the firefighter whose life's on the line, or the guy serving in the armed services whose life is on the line that has no choice. They have to go out there. And it's interesting to me when a guy like LeBron James, who everybody says he's such a good guy because they don't want to get on his bad side because they'll go on a Twitter rant, is telling fans who pay money for his shoes, his jersey, his the reason why they show up. If he makes a god-awful movie, they'll see that too. He's telling his fans they're just going to have to deal with the fact that I'm not going to be playing all the time. That's the most arrogant crap I've ever heard in my life. That doesn't make you a good guy just because you give some cheap sneakers to a bunch of kids running around the street, or you give them some bikes. Hey, kid, here's a bike. Congrats, here's a bike. Hey, that is arrogant. That is naive. And what is that to say to the dad who saved up money, who basically was like, hey, son, I'm going to take you to go see the greatest player in the world. Or I'm going to go take you to see Steph Curry. Or I'm going to take you to go see Russell Westbrook. Or I'm going to take you to go see this one. I'm going to take you to go see that one. And you show up, and I don't know about you guys, but NBA ticket prices are not cheap. Not even close. In fact, while I sit here, I'll see if I can look it up real fast. But you take them, you spend all this money, you buy the merchandise. Some kids, I gotta have a jersey, dad, I gotta have a shirt. You just spend over hundreds, in some scenarios, thousands of dollars to go see the greatest players in the world and to show up to see the bench warmers. No. So, no, LeBron, we don't have to put up with it. It's not fair and it's not right. If I went, we're gonna talk about Logan in a second. If I decided to go see Logan, let's just say I want to go see Logan, and I show up to the movie, and halfway through the film, Hugh Jackman all of a sudden is played by somebody else. There's no Wolverine. He's just a stand-in. Everybody's talking to just a puddle of air because Hugh Jackman decides in the middle of the movie, I don't feel like standing here doing it. It doesn't work that way. You owe it. Let me tread lightly. I'm not going to say you owe it to the people, but the amount of money people pay for NBA ticket prices, I think it's only right that maybe not as much for home games. Home games, I think you should get a break. Your team clinches the playoffs. You can start talking breaks. Your team is, your team, your third game at home. All right. You want to rest a guy, go right ahead. But you're now talking about resting guys on road games, West Coast games where the people coming to see them may have, this is the first time that they're going to see these guys. The only time they're going to see these guys. So here we go right here. I got some ticket prices and I got some fun facts for everybody when we wrap this up. They're going to play the Wizards. The Cleveland Cavaliers are going to play the Wizards at home March 25th this Saturday. Tickets start at $205. I'm not going to sit here and do the math, but if you're a family of four, you're done. You're paying rent to go see a guy potentially not play. It's not fair and it's not right. And anybody that sit here and thinks that it is right, you go to your job and you try to pull that crap and see what they tell you. They'll find somebody else. Eventually, NBA players, and I know I don't have the highest ratings in the world. I don't pick up that much traction. But if I reach one person with this, is good enough. Eventually, NBA players, what'll happen is people will get fed up with your crap. And you'll eventually start seeing it when your jerseys don't get bought and nobody's showing up to the games and the sneakers don't get bought anymore. The reason why Michael Jordan sneakers was paid for, the reason why Jordan had jersey sales, Michael Jordan played in, are you ready for this? I wrote it down. Michael Jordan 11 times played over 70 games. 11 times. Once while he was 38 years old with the Washington Wizards, and they weren't even going anywhere. And Jordan could have sat at home. He was president of the team, but he played. Joe DiMaggio said, I play my hardest every day because this could be the first time some kid is seeing me. But you guys don't care about that because you're paid and you're living life and everything's good. And I got to care about my brand. You know what? You have no brand if nobody buys it. You have no brand if nobody cares. And it's not going to happen overnight. But in time, it'll start happening. Axe Baseball went on strike, still recovering from it. And that's damn near 20 years ago. Anyway, we moved on. We went on a little longer than expected. But when we come back, movies and video games. My favorite topic, movies and video games. I'm going to time this right when that thing pops up. I'm going to time it perfectly. Anyway, if you've noticed today, if you hear the music playing today, there's kind of been all over the place because we started... Am I lip blue? No, it just looks weird. We started today with music that came out this date in music history. Basically, I started with Can't Hold Me Down by Puff Daddy and Mace, or in 1997 on this date, it was the start of his 6-week run at number one of my favorite albums of all time. No Way Out, Biggie Just Passes, Puffy is now entering the scene and he's rapping, and it was one of my favorite albums. As a guy with no talent, I like guys that turn nothing into something, and that's Puffy. Also, in the last segment, you heard me play a little bit of The Tribe. It was in honor of Phife Dawg, who on this day last year passed away. So the hip-hop world lost one of the greats. I don't care what anybody says. Tribe Called Quest needs to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, no doubt. I'm working on it. I'm going to see what I can do. There needs to be a hip-hop Hall of Fame. Country music has one. Everybody has one. Hip-hop deserves one now. It's about damn time. I'm playing Queen. I want to break free because on this day in 1984, they shot the music video for it. And it's no secret. I want to say after 1985 was the last time Freddie Mercury performed live because he was diagnosed with HIV and then later in 91 died from AIDS. But one of the great, we keep losing people. It's kind of sad. Anyway, Logan. I went and saw Logan last week and loved it. Thought it was one of the best superhero movies that I've ever seen. It really was. It was entertaining from start to beginning. It kept you on the edge of your seat. You was like, what the heck is going to happen next? You just didn't know. The last movie I saw like that was a superhero movie, was X-Men Days of Future Past, where you just didn't know what was going to happen. I like that. It was very suspenseful. Sad, though. Saddest movie I've ever seen. It was truly just like, my heart. Like, people were in the theater, you could hear them sniffling. I was one of them. I'm not going to spoil the movie for you, but if you're an X-Men purist, if you're a comic book loyalist, you'll love this movie. You'll love the fact how they tried to stay on track with the comic book, how they tried to stay on track making a movie. Now looking back and seeing Logan, Batman versus Superman, which is a movie I love, they needed that. What Logan had, they needed that. That somewhat, maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to reconsider that. No, I'm going to take that back. They didn't need that at all. But Logan, for the end of an era, Hugh Jackman, who's been Wolverine now, God, I counted yesterday, he's Wolverine for like 14 movies, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, no, excuse me. It's like 10 movies he's been Wolverine for. And he's been great at it. And it's going to be interesting because, the wheels already turning. Who gets to play the next Wolverine? It should be nobody. Just let it go. He was great. He gave it a great run. Nobody in any genre, maybe next to Harry Potter, had a run like that where he just played the character and you never saw him take off. You never saw him phone it in. He was the character and he embraced it. So that's always good. It really is. It really is. Okay. So we're going to go. Thank you for watching. Pay attention in the next weeks ahead. I'm looking to see a good buddy of mine, Brad's getting ready to start his own YouTube channel, and it's going to be it looks like a project, Top Gear meets Mythbusters meets all the kind of cool stuff, and it's going to be a little bit better, if not a lot better than what I got going on right now, because he's going to be putting stuff together with his hands, so that'll be kind of interesting and cool. So this is me. I'm out. Enjoy the rest of the week. Deuces.